What is Mark Zuckerberg's obsession with Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce?
That's a rhetorical question. We know you got the answer, John.
We'll find out next.
All right.
Oh, you referring to the video where the Sweet Baby Ray's is behind him or something like that?
Yeah, it was like a very critical release video, and he's standing in his nice house, and on his bookshelf,
Sweet Baby Ray's.
On his bookshelf is a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue.
We noticed that, didn't we?
To some degree, I think he does it as a joke, but
Yeah.
which kind of makes me appreciate him a little bit.
Folks, you need to know nothing gets by Big John. Is that right?
That's right.
Hey,
he doesn't miss anything.
When it comes to sauce is boss.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, baby.
So, I mean, there's big news. Facebook released this year that they're renaming themselves Meta after the Metaverse.
And
they
their
said that
value
the
has
Metaverse
collapsed.
has taken off, and but there's more to it, and that's that Apple is coming for Meta. In every way, and we got some video on it.
All right.
Let's get
Mark
ready to look.
Zuckerberg is fighting tooth and nail for the metaverse.
That's the
but it's
video
not
that
going
had
well.
it in there.
The value of his
That was the video that had it in there if you watched it a little bit
Like
more.
a dead serious video with
Yeah.
Sweet Baby Ray's in the background.
That's
company
right.
just fell by $230 billion in a single day. And that's
Whoops.
largely because of increased competition from other big tech companies. Everyone wants to capitalize on the next era of the internet, but no one has put more pressure on Zuck than Apple. This might surprise you, because most people associate the metaverse with virtual reality, and Apple hasn't released a VR headset yet. But Apple has 3 advanced business strategies that will essentially make
Thanks
it
for putting those
impossible for
words at the
Zuckerberg to
bottom.
win in the long term.
Yeah,
if
we couldn't hear
technology
him.
trends continue to progress exponentially, trillions of dollars will be up for grabs as we shift to an increasingly connected world. Everyone is going to want a piece, so let's dig into how Apple plans to stay on top. Virtual reality will clearly be an important part of the metaverse. Just look at the success of VR chat, which recently hit an all-time high of 40,000 concurrent
right.
users. Now,
Okay.
Are you into virtual reality?
All right. Well, am I?
Yeah, what is your opinion on it? Have you ever tried it?
I'll put it this way. I did one at the Space and Missile Defense Command show, and I'll have to admit, it rocked my world. And I said, my God, this is what's next. I could not believe it. I was standing on the face of the moon.
Are you sure that wasn't real?
No, I quit smoking pot in college. And I could see planet Earth out there. And then this huge starship came on top, and I was just freaking out.
Man,
and they made
the
you
Star Wars?
Well, they made you sit down first. Because people had fallen over and backtracked, and I told them I wanted to get up, and they said you got to hold my hand. I'm going to let you stand up because you could turn around more, and everywhere you look. So yeah, it blew me away.
Yeah. Well, I think that Facebook's got the next best thing, or Apple does, rather than having.
Well, remember the guy named Lucky? Oculus?
Mm-hmm.
He sold that to Facebook, didn't he? Didn't
Well, okay.
Zuckerberg
Yeah.
buy Lucky out?
that's still
right.
small by the standards of big tech, but with more and more people buying VR headsets each year, the technology is clearly here to stay. But Apple has taken a peculiar stance on virtual reality. Even though 7 million people bought Oculus headsets last year, over 230 million people bought iPhones. And these new iPhones come with some key pieces of hardware that make it clear that Apple thinks augmented reality and not virtual reality is the future. Now,
All right,
to be
so
clear here,
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, there's 3D scanning capability built in your iPhone.
Oh.
You can pay a little bit more for this software, and you can scan this whole room. It can give you all the dimensions, give you everything in 3D. You can imagine your furniture in the room before you have it.
So here's my thought process. Virtual reality is for pornography. Enhanced reality is for living your life.
What about video games?
Well,
Virtual reality.
If there are porn video games, maybe.
Well,
I wouldn't know.
I believe I'll get both of them.
Yeah, that's
Both
right.
of them. BOF.
Well, the Free Speech Forum's technology department, we're working on both VR and enhanced reality technology. So we plan on passing both these companies.
Apple has been dabbling in virtual and augmented reality for decades, and even showcased a prototype headset all the way back in
Those look good.
1987. But Apple is an incredibly
Got a little
secretive
SIM card.
company, and they don't typically announce new products
Memory
until
card.
they're ready to go. When Steve Jobs announced the original iPhone, it shipped just 6 months later. But even though Apple hasn't said anything publicly about their augmented reality project, there is a good amount of information out there about it if you look close enough. See, back in 2015, a financial analyst published a report claiming that Apple
Yeah, and we keep hearing about like an Apple car. Like there's rumors of this, but you don't ever see anything. So you have to think that they're really highly considering their own car business. Just like Tesla.
but you know what? That's not gonna dent Zuckerberg. I don't think he's gonna get in the car rocket business. But you know something? It just came to my mind. If that is sort of hidden in there, Apple has always done one thing, and they've always led with superior technology.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm telling
And security.
you, if they can bury his Oculus equipment, Zuckerberg's going to be in trouble with
the
Metaverse.
device you already have in your pocket.
Yes. Oh, and then to roll something out that might even be cheaper than an iPhone. Now think about that. You know, iPhone and a freestanding virtual, what did you call it? It's not virtual reality, but it's virtual.
It's like augmented reality.
Augmented reality. That's the word
yeah,
they keep
there we
using.
go. But if they're coming after stuff and they want to hurt Zuckerberg, the thing I'd like to see is somebody buy that boy's house. and shove that on down the hill into the ocean. I don't like him. I just don't like Zuckerberg. I've never liked him. He's a sanctimonious little.
Well, what about censorship? You know, I mean, how do you feel about Facebook and its censorship?
It's awful. All of them. Twitter, everybody.
But even, you know, I was going to make a point like positive for Apple that they've always made good products. I feel like people kind of like denounce them because they're a big company. But I've always thought of all the technology companies, like Apple's the best.
I agree.
You know,
I
you got
totally
Bill
agree.
Gates and Microsoft. You already know the disaster at Facebook. You know, Twitter as it is. Apple makes good products.
Amen.
And they're reliable. You know, I also
Amen.
like.
It's user-friendly, intuitive, and it works well right out of the box.
Yeah. Now, there's some issues with Apple, but, you know.
Well, price is one thing. You end up paying more, a little more.
Well, you know, I can remember back to something that was a defining moment for me. I had a Nokia phone, and the user manual, no kidding, was this thick. All right? My brothers gave me an iPhone. I didn't even think about one. I'd seen them. I knew they were out there. I didn't want one. And I'm sitting in my mother's living room, and I get this box. I open it up, and there's an iPhone, and I'm looking for the instruction manual. It wasn't in there. It's just a little thing. And within 5 minutes, I was putting in people's phone numbers, and I knew how to, and I was using that phone, and I said, my God. And that was a defining moment.
Not even needed.
And they've been that way all the way with the Apple iPhone, the books, MacBook Pro, everything. It's just
iPads are great.
Intuitive. You nailed it with that word. That's what they are.
It just gets better and better.
Yeah, it does. They're awesome.
But one bad thing about giving up the Nokia phone is you couldn't play Snake anymore.
Yep.
That's like the
No
biggest.
more T9 word for you to send a text message.
Yeah, you're right, Johnny.
But Apple does. They do have there's some censorship issues as well because, you know, they basically, if you write dirty words in your text messages, they try and change them for you.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some other things.
They're as bad as anybody. Like the App Store, you know, they were stopping Parler from even being able to be downloaded when all this Trump censorship happened on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
However, when it comes to product, you know, Apple makes good product.
Remember, everybody wants to rule the world.
Right.
Hey, well, this has been fun. Please like and subscribe. Visit thefreespeechforum.com.
Amen. And forevermore.
Yeah, and you can stay up to date on our developments in virtual reality and augmented reality as well.
And crypto.
And crypto, yeah.
All right. Well, you guys take care. See you next time.